नंदन व्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीर वनचरी यमुना तीर वनचरी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्दे अहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतपदकमलान् श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरद्विषे नमः वन्दे श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य नित्यानन्दो सहोदितो गौडोदये पुष्पवन्तो चित्रौ शम्दो तमोनुदो आराध्यो भगवान् ब्रजेशतनय तद्धाम वृन्दावनं रम्या काचिदुपासना ब्रजवधुवर्गेण या कल्पिता श्रीमद्भागवतं प्रमाणममलं प्रेम पुमार्थो महान् श्रीचैतन्यमहाप्रभोर्मतमिदं तत्रादरो न परः श्रीकृष्णचैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौरभक्तो वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय वासुदेवाय श्री कृष्ण बलराम की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की जय। Prabhupada की जय। All glory to the assembled devotees. Nitai Gaur Premanande. With that, I'd like to thank who? You. Why? For your presence and association. Really. We have assembled here for Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We have assembled here to Bhagavata Sevaya. Serving Bhagavat. How do we serve Bhagavat? By hearing Bhagavat. We serve Bhagavat. Hari Hari. And Bhagavat is Bhagavan. So this is Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnaho Smaranam. This is, I'll not say more. So Prabhupada gave this major part of our sadhana or morning sadhana, that's hearing Bhagavatam. Okay, so today we are reading from Canto 10th. Really, you're hearing in the back? Can't hear. You're okay with your ears? Or maybe I'm not loud enough for... Hari, is that better? Yeah, the voice will rise gradually. We'll get there. Okay, so we have a few verses. So, 5th, 6th, and 7th. All with small purports. So, making our job difficult when there's a no purport or what to speak, or short purport. So let's see. Please pray for me so that I say something worthwhile. Glorifying Krishna Balarama ke. Let's see whether we are glorifying Krishna Balarama or Radha Shyam Sundar. Gaurnitai ke. So you'll find out. I'm also not sure what I'm going to be talking about. So let's see how things proceed. Evam bhinnamatistabhyam satrajita jitam sattamaha. I think the last verse you could repeat. 7th one. Shayanam avadhilloka lobhat sapapaha kshina jivitaha. His mind, thus influenced by their advice, Vikar Shatadhanva murdered Satrajit in his sleep simply out of greed. In this way, the sinful Satyabhama shortened his life, his own life span. Really. This is what happens. Just some lesson to be learned. Really. I'll not say. I think you're getting it. Text 6. Strinam vikroshamananam krandantinam anathavat hatva pashun saunikavat manimadaya jagmivan. Translation. As the woman of Satrajit's palace screamed and helplessly wept, Satyabhama took the jewel and left like a butcher after he has killed some animals. Wow. Krishna. That's my purport. Wow.
In the verse 5, there is short word.
Oh, there is?
Verse number 5.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Okay, I'll read that first. Purport of the 5th verse. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the word Asattamaha indicates that Satyabhama was basically evil-minded and a firm hater of Satrajit. And the translation I already read of this verse 6. And now, please repeat after me. Satyabhama cha pitaram hatam viksha shucharpita vyalapatat tat eti ha hata smiti mayati Satyabhama cha pitaram hatam viksha sucharpita vyalapatat tateti ha hata smiti muhyati.
Satyabhama cha pitaram tam vikshaya sucharita
Satyabhama, Queen Satyabhama, Cha and Pitaram, her father, Atam, killed, Viksha, seeing, Sucharbita, cast into sorrow, Vyalapat, lamented, Tata, O Father, iti, thus, alas, hata, killed, asmi, I am, iti, thus, muhyati, fainting. Translation and purport by followers of Srila Prabhupada, disciples of Prabhupada. When Satyabhama saw her dead father, she was plunged into grief, lamenting, my father, oh, I am killed." She fell unconscious. Purport. According to Srila Jiva Goswami, Satyabhama's anguished feelings and words at the death of her father were prompted by Lord Krishna's pastime potency, Leela Shakti, to prepare for Lord's violent reaction against Shatadhanva. Hari. Yeah, she is going to be this event, this turn-up event in Dwarka. Satyabhama is going to be rushing to Hastinapur, right? Not Hastinapur. That's where Krishna and Balaram were at that time. They had gone there to, they had heard how the Kauravas killed Pandavas, Lakshagraha, the lack, house of lack, So when Krishna and Balaram received the news back in Dwarka, of this news that Pandavas were no more. In fact, it is said, they knew that nothing could go wrong with Pandavas. Rake Krishna, Mare Krishna. While Krishna was around also, and he is a protector of devotees like Pandavas, so how could anybody kill? So they were not killed, and this was known to Sri Krishna. He comes to know. Because such killing never happened. As soon as any action takes place, he knows about it. He knows even before it. Hari. So for that reason, Krishna and Balaram, they were in Hastinapur. Well, to just follow the etiquette, or social etiquette. But the Pandavas are no more. That's the idea. So they have rushed to Hastinapur. And while they were there, of course, they meet Pandavas and everything is fine with Pandavas. Then as this incident, the news from Hastinapur was that Pandavas were killed, and Krishna Balaram rushed to Hastinapur. While they were there, another news back in Dwarka, and the news is carried personally by Satyabhama. Ha hata, tata. Oh father. And she thought this was like a Hata Asmi. I am killed, I am killed. Killing a father, that she considered that was as if she was herself killed, and she was full of grief, and one who could give relief or, take some action, as Jiva Goswami Prabhupada is suggesting, or he has commented. Now that Satyabhama is going to be rushing to Hastinapur, give this bad news or worst news ever to Krishna and Balaram, and then they are going to be not only responding, they are going to be reacting, overreacting. So this was expectation of Satyabhama. So, as they received this news, Krishna and Balaram rushed back to Hastinapur Dhama ki. No, Dwarka Dhama ki. And then, in following the verses, we will be reading. I'm not going to disclose the events that followed Krishna and Balaram's arrival in Dwarka. Otherwise, you may not come to next class. So, yeah, this is where it's a turning point for me. So one thing I was thinking, besides what has happened, just now happened in Dwarka, and then news reached Hastinapur, and Krishna Balaram, together they have come back to Dwarka. Together they had gone to Hastinapur to begin with. And this is kind of my topic, what I want to say, how Krishna Balaram are always together. Haribo, be with me, do not sleep. Krishna Balarama ki? They're together here, right? And they're always together. They're also called Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Why is Lord called Vasudev? Because he's son of Vasudev. But is only Krishna son of Vasudev? Balaram also? So Balaram is also son of Vasudev. Son of Vasudev is called Vasudev. So Balaram is also Vasudev. So Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, as we say. We are kind of offering our obeisances to Sri Krishna Balarama ki. Yeah. Of course, Krishna appears, Balaram appears first. He's in the womb of Devaki and Mathura, next door. Nice to talk about Krishna Balaram. Well, in Vrindavan, that is where they appeared. Well, Krishna appeared. Balaram appeared in Vrindavan. Krishna appeared in Mathura. But as soon as Krishna appears. He wants to catch up with Balaram. He did not spend 1 minute extra in Mathura. So he is with Balaram in Vrindavan, in Gokul Dhama ki. And they're playing all the pastimes, well, that was one thing I was thinking. When there's a Vatsalya Ras pastimes, Sakhya Ras pastimes, Krishna and Balaram are together. But when there is Madhurya Ras, Madhurya Leela, then Krishna and Balaram are not together. Yeah, this morning I was on the altar, I was thinking, I was offering Radha Shyam Sundar ki. Krishna is with Radharani here, but Krishna is with Balaram on the next altar. Where Krishna is with Radharani, you will not find Krishna there. Balaram is only with Krishna. If Radharani is around, then Krishna, Balaram stays away. It's also etiquette, right? Balaram is also following that. Krishna and Balaram, they are equal. Balaram comes from right side of Krishna. Balaram manifests. So Balaram is a right-hand man of Krishna, and always next to Krishna. Only difference, Prabhupada says, complexion. One is Ghana Sham, Ghana Iva Sham. Another one is white complexion. Or one is compared with the monsoon cloud, Ghana Sham. Krishna's complexion is compared with the clouds loaded with the water. But when the clouds deliver the water, and then they become white clouds in Sharad Ritu. In monsoon season, rainy season, the clouds are Ghana Iva Sham. And Sharad season, the clouds are, so Balaram is, that's complexion. Both are compared with the clouds, cloud complexion. Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Ananta Rupam. Lord expands in so many forms. The very first form is Balaram. Again, I could say. From the right side comes Balaram. From the left side of Krishna comes Jai Radhe. Vadiri. And then Balaram expands and Radharani expands. Satyabhama that we are reading about, she is a Radha. Satyabhama is a Radha from Vrindavan. Radha becomes Satyabhama in Dwarka. Patim me kurudei namaha. All the gopis were praying to Katyayani entire month after Kartik. They're praying, please let son of Nanda Maharaj be our husband. So those prayers were heard, and all those gopis who were praying that way, they reach Dwarka, and then Krishna marries them. Hari. But in Vrindavan, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambhrama Sevyamanam. In other places, well, Dwarka is still different. In Vaikuntha Lokas, the further, Radha and the gopis, they end up becoming queens of Dwarkadhish in Dwarka. They further expand and they become consorts of Advaitam Achyutam Anadi Rupam. So many forms, all different Vaikuntha Lokas. Each Vaikuntha Loka has one form of the Lord. So Lord expands and it becomes Vishnu, Narayan, this one, that one, so many names. The Sautar, and so many other names are there. And the Radharani, she has expanded, and our gopis have expanded, they have become queens. They further expand, and they all become Lakshmis in all different Vaikuntha planets. And each Vishnu Tattva in each Vaikuntha planet has one Lakshmi each. They could manage or handle or satisfy only one queen, one consort, one Lakshmi. But in Vrindavan, Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambhrama Sevyamanam. It takes millions of Lakshmis. Our original Lakshmi is Radharani. Or Radharani is a Mahalakshmi of Vrindavan. Our gopis are also Lakshmis of Vrindavan. And millions of such gopis headed by Radharani, all of them, so many of them only could satisfy the Lord, or there are Radha Pranay Vikrati Ralhadani Shakti Rasmat. It is mentioned here. Lord manifested his Leela Shakti, in Dwarka, and those events are going to be arranged by Leela Shakti. Leela, the Lord has so many Shaktis. He is known for Shakti and Shaktiman, they're always together. The principal Shakti, Alhadini Shakti, is Radharani, and Radharani further expands and she's becoming gopis in Vrindavan, and they all satisfy Krishna. As I said earlier, when Krishna is with Radharani or gopis, Balaram stays away of that scene. And he's the only other personality of Godhead, Balaram, who has his own gopis, and he performs his rasa dance also. Just a week ago, on last Chaitra Purnima, 5,000 years ago. Balaram was in town. Balaram was in Vrindavan. He spent 2 months, and each night Balaram was having his rasa dance with his gopis. Not to be misunderstood, he was not dancing with Krishna's gopis. No way. Well, he did meet them and pacified, consoled them. That all happened. But when it comes to dancing with the gopis, Balaram dances with his own gopis. So besides Krishna, Balaram is the only another personality, supreme personality of Godhead, who has his own conjugal dealings, affairs with his own gopis, and Lakshmi Narsimha, one Lakshmi there. Varaha, Lakshmi Varaha, Lakshmi Narayan. Even Sita, Ram. Only one Sita is enough. Ram's Radha is Sita. Ram's Radha is Sita. So everyone else has only one consort. But Krishna as well as Balaram, they have Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Samprama Sevimana. So all the pastimes of Vatsalya Ras, parenthood, Krishna and Balaram are together. All Sakhya Ras pastimes, Krishna and Balaram are together. Really. Stealing butter pastimes, all Krishna and Balaram are together. As I said, butter. Well, Balaram also does eat. Must be relishing that butter. But his favorite drink is Varuni. He likes honey. Balaram is known for his drink, honey. He drinks honey. And Krishna's favorite dish is makhan. Mohi makhana bhavai, meva pakavana kehti tu, mohi ruchi nahi avai. You keep offering me this chappan bhog and this and that and kachori and that. No. I love butter. You should keep feeding me butter. Maya mohi makhana bhavai. As Krishna was appealing to I'm taking a turn here. And in Gokul, I love butter. You should keep feeding me butter. So this dialogue between Krishna and Yashoda was heard by an elderly gopi who was outside Yashoda Bhavan next to the window. As he was hearing, what is Krishna talking about? What is he demanding? And she realized, she loves Makhan, Mishri, and he's appealing, he should keep feeding. So this gopi thought, why don't you come to my home? I could feed you if your mother is not feeding you. And as this gopi, elderly gopi, is thinking like that, Krishna immediately took note, that gopi wants to feed. me butter. And so next stealing program is at that gopi's residence. And Balaram also accompanies there. So in Gokul, Krishna and Balaram are together. Also, it is whenever Balaram is not with Krishna, Krishna gets into trouble. The day that Damodar Leela took place in Nanda Bhavan, that day Balaram was not in town, not at home. But as he returned, who has done this? Who has tied my brother? He knew, of course, who that one is. So Krishna was in trouble that day. Balaram was away. The day the Kaliya, Daman subduing Kaliya pastime took place, that day also Balaram had stayed back. He was at Nandagram. And Krishna was out playing and herding cows with the friends. So when their news reached what has happened to Krishna, he's in a tight coil of this Kaliya. Then all the residents, they had come running to the spot, and Balaram was with them. He was not at Kaliya, the next door. So that was another day. Krishna not being around, got into trouble. The day Brahma had come to steal the friends of Krishna and the cows of Krishna. Again, Balaram was not there that day. Some of our BBT painting shows Krishna and Balaram are in the middle of all the cowherd boys. But historically speaking, Balaram was not there. And that is why now, towards the end of Krishna's pastimes continued. Krishna becomes cowherd boys. As many cowherd boys were there, those stolen ones, those many cowherd boys Krishna had become. Krishna had become cowherd boys. Krishna had become the cows. And they had returned, and no one noticed the difference. They took, these are our children. They have returned at business as usual, but it was not as usual. Really. Well, one thing that was happening was the love of the ladies, elderly ladies of Braj towards their children was increasing day by day by day. They did not love their own children, as much as now they were loving, thinking this is the same child, but it wasn't the same child, and their love was not this as usual. It was on rise more. They were like more. Same thing with the cows. The cows, their mother cows, were loving them more and more. Acharya's comment that those days were there. The elderly ladies were not anymore. thinking, oh, this is my son, and this is that neighboring lady's son, and this is Yashoda's son, and this one is someone else's son. This making distinction, my son and someone else's child or son, or this is Yashoda's son, they were not thinking like that anymore. They had equal vision. They were thinking this. My son is equal to neighboring lady's son is equal to. Because they're all. So these kind of realizations were also evolving and rising. Anyway, so this is the Leela Shakti, this was happening. So Balaram, just to confirm the fact that Balaram was not there, so almost towards the end of 1 year period, anyway, I'll not tell the whole pastime. As Krishna and Balaram were out there herding cows, and Balaram experienced, see the cows are loving their cows. Cows are loving their cows so much. He was amazed. Wow! And the cowherd men were also loving their children well. It was intense love, exhibition of intense love, the cowherd men for their children. That Balaram was amazed. Hey, what's going on here? Balaram was almost realized that, no, these cowherd boys are not normal ones. Krishna, you are that cowherd boy, and you are that cowherd, and you are that cowherd boy. And same thing with the calf also. This calf, that's you, and that calf is you. And then Balaram turns to Krishna. Hey, what's happening? What's happening? And then this is the first time, and only to Balaram, Krishna revealed, and he said, what could I have done? Brahma stole. I could not have gone just by myself to Nandagram. So many questions. Hey, where is my son, your friend, this one, that one? So I had to do this. So quietly and privately, Krishna gossiped in the ears of, okay, I understand. So Balaram was not there, so that's why he was amazed. So that also was day that Balaram was not with Krishna, and the trouble was there. So Krishna and Balaram, they were most of the time, well, occasionally they are not together. Just little interruption, but they're always. So then Akrur comes. Let him come. Time has come also. Or Akrur goes to Vrindavan, sent by Kamsa. Go get this Krishna and Balaram. Narad Muni disclosed, you are killers. That's the one, Krishna and Balaram. So Kamsa was trying to identify and kill. Well, he did not succeed identifying which one is Krishna and Balarama. Neither he managed, of course. How could anyone kill Krishna and Balaram? Is that possible? No. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha. If the soul cannot be cut, or you can dry it up or make it wet, as Krishna has said. So the same thing applies to the Paramatma, Bhagavan also. So Krishna cannot be killed. He's not killable. He's not killable. He's not killable. He's made like that. But demons think that he could be killed. And comes upon it. So he had not succeeded, so Narad Muni had to disclose the fact, that one. So as they, during the wrestling match, they are going to be killed. Of course, before wrestling match, there are so many other arrangements were made, including all the right. Then Krishna and Balaram together. Could you give our son back? And then Krishna and Balaram together, they had gone to Prabhas Kshetra. You know where Prabhas Kshetra is. And they did not find son there. Krishna ended up getting a Panchajanya conch shell in the middle of at the depth of the ocean. And then they go to Yampuri, the abode of Yamaraj. And as Krishna and Balaram arrive there, Krishna blows his conch shell. And with that, all the residents of hell, their Krishna consciousness was revived. They all assumed the four-handed forms, and they were all dispatched for back to home. Krishna Balaram together. And the son was found or delivered by Yamaraj, and they are back in Ujjain, Avantipur, and then back in Mathura. And the next 17 years, Krishna and Balaram are going to be battling with Jarasandha, right? 17 times the battle took place. They're killing the army, big army, 23 Akshoyini division Sena. Kurukshetra had how many? Only 18 times, 18 Akshoyini division Sena, only one time. But Jarasandha was coming to Mathura, Trans-Jamuna. There was a battle took place 17 times, and each time he was bringing 23 Akshoyini division Sena army to that battle. And Krishna and Balaram with a small army, they were battling and killing everyone, only sparing Jarasandha. This was their strategy. And as hey, it's all gone, I'm the only one. Then he would run to his capital and send SMS messages or whatever to his friends. They're all asuras or enemies of Krishna, and they will come and another. So this performance was repeated 17 times, and 18th time Jarasandha his arrival was due, and at the same time Huh? Kalyavan also was coming with another big army. So Krishna and Balaram, this is the emergency now, and it could be a big risk for the residents of Mathura. So overnight they transferred all the residents to Dwarka. Whole Dwarka was built with the help of architect of demigods. What is his name? Vishwakarma. And next morning, Krishna and Balaram were back. In the evening, they all took them, residents of Mathura, to Dwarka. The town was built, and they were all accommodated, and Krishna and Balaram were back. But now, 18th time, Krishna and Balaram, they did not show the interest in battling. It's a routine, and this is going on year after year. It's a boring business. And there are some more important things to do. Rukmini is waiting for me. And our marriages also have not yet to take place. Balaram is also to be married. I'm also to be married. And all our relatives are in Dwarka. So they decided not to battle 18 time. And together they fled. And seeing that Krishna and Balaram are running away from the battle, from run, Jarasandha started saying, "Hey, Rancho, Rancho, look, the coward." Cow heard and coward. Huh? They're afraid of me. They're running away. So Krishna and Balaram, again together, they left Mathura for Dwarka, and where they were, Jarasandha, "Hey, Ranchor, they're afraid of me. Ranchor." But as they arrive in Dwarka, Krishna and Balaram, they were all welcomed. Greetings. Ranchor Rayake! Well done, well done. Good that you left the battle. You're most welcomed. So like that, Krishna and Balaram are always together. And then, this is only, Krishna is, or Krishna and Balaram, of course, Balaram is 1 year older. There was another time also, Krishna and Balaram were just babies, and Radharani was born in Raval, and Nanda Baba, Yashoda, Rohini, they were all invited. They had taken Krishna and Balaram with them and gone to Raval. That was another time. Krishna and Balaram together, they went to Raval. Of course, they were brought to Raval and to attend the birthday ceremony, or Radhastami Mahotsavaki was attended by Krishna and Balaram. Well, as I say, Krishna and Balaram. Their name-giving ceremony also took place together. Gargamuni traveling to Gokul, and Nanda Maharaj has made special request, please, the samskar, Namakaran samskar, name-giving ceremony, you have to conduct. But, I am a priest of those Yadus. Even if they find out that I was in town in Gokul, They are going to be doubting, why is Gargamuni in a Gokul? And on the top of that, you say that I should be doing the naming ceremony of your children. Oh, forget it. For sure, Kamsa will come to know that I was in town and what I did, I named your children. And he's going to be suspecting. He's going to think, oh, no, these are children of Vasudeva and Devaki. No, that would be a terrible thing. But we'll have a small event, not a mega event. We'll do it in a Goshala. And I will not send invitation to anybody, just in-house. Just myself, Rohini, Yashoda, and of course, Krishna and Balarama. That time they had no names. They were to be given names. And so finally, Gargacharya named Ayam tu Rohini Putro. While they were going, Yashoda and Rohini were bringing their children to Goshala for name-giving ceremony. They knew this Gargacharya is knowledgeable. He is like a Sakshat Hari. He knows a lot of things. He knows Jyotish and he knows. But let us see. So they decided to take a little pariksha. Let's test this Gargacharya. So how they were going to test? They exchanged the babies. Rohini took Krishna and Yashoda took Balaram. And they're sitting with Krishna and Balaram in their laps. And when the time, now it's about the time to give the names, and they were Yashoda and Rohini were wondering, let's see, with looking at each other, and then Balaram, I am tu Rohini Putro. The child sitting in the lap of Yashoda, he says, I am tu. This is the one. He's Balaram. Okay? Balaram. And of course, this other one is Krishna. So both mothers were surprised and pleased. Oh, wow. Gargacharya ke. So the name-giving ceremony also took place together. And Dwarka onwards, I was just going to say that Krishna was 11 years old, Balaram maybe 12 years old, when they left Vrindavan for Mathura, and they spent 18 years in Mathura. So there is 18 plus 11, that's 29. Maybe for Balaram, 30 years. So they were that old. Now all the remaining 125 minus 30 is almost 100 years they are going to be together in Dwarka. And not only in Dwarka town together, but most of the time when they have some outing or some pastime in some other different destinations, Krishna and Balaram are always together. As here in this episode, when Satrajit is killed and Satyabhama is full of grief and She wants help of Krishna. Help, help, help. So she had to go to Hastinapur, where Krishna and Balaram, together they had traveled there, and together they are coming back to Dwarka. And like that, many, many times, Krishna and Balaram, they are, most of the time, they are together. And finally, of 125th year of Lord's stay on the planet, and they both leave for Prabhas Kshetra. There's going to be war, the family fratricidal war. All the elders are going to be battling and killing each other. That's the only way to send them back to home. Otherwise, naturally, they are not going to be dying. So Krishna devised this plan, brought them, and there's so many other things have happened leading to that infighting. I mean, all of them so-called dead there. In fact, they were dispatched for the spiritual sky. Then Balaram is the next one. Balaram leaves. He takes a form of Shankarshan or Anantasej snake. He enters the ocean, and from there he departs. They're also living together. They arrived together. They were staying together. They were traveling together throughout. And now, at the time of departure, also they're leaving together. And as Balaram was first one to be born, Balaram is also first one to depart. And as soon after Balaram departs, Krishna is the next one, sitting on the banks of Saraswati, leaning against a banyan tree. Banyan tree represents the material world. So Lord's back is towards the material world and is now facing or wanting to go to the spiritual sky. And the way he's sitting, and the hunter comes, it's a deer. This becomes the cause. And Krishna is no more. It's kind of no more. And Krishna takes off also. He also returns. Well, one time, just to extend, because I'm dragging on, and I think you don't mind. And you do mind, I'm sure. Yeah. But one time with a traveling party, we were at this Prabhas Kshetra, the very spot where Krishna was killed, or Krishna departed. So as our Narad Muni traveling Sankirtan book distribution traveling party arrived there, I had my god brother called Ravi from England also there. And as we were taking darshan of the spot, looking around, we found a sign. There said, Krishna was killed here. When my god brother, I think we Indians, we did read that sign, but maybe nothing much happened, or we were tolerant. But he became furious. What? How could someone think, anyone write that Krishna was killed? Krishna. She started knocking doors. And, who has done this? Come out. Who has made this sign? Krishna killed here. He was furious. He was furious. Krishna Balarama ki. Gaur Premanande. Very well. Okay, maybe some other time. Almost 100 years they were together, Dwarka and onwards. So maybe we'll see. We'll talk about that.